Hey, what's up guys? My name is Moda and welcome back to the Mining Stacker YouTube channel. Today's video, we do have a brand new Scrypt ASIC coming from GoldShell, and what's kind of weird about this one is that it's a big boy ASIC, right? We're going to be talking about the GoldShell DG Max. That is their new Scrypt ASIC. So think again, Doge and Litecoin. We have specs, we have pricing. We'll talk about kind of what's weird about this one and just kind of compare it to the competition to see how this thing stacks up. And as well, just kind of quickly, briefly go over a lot of the other Scrypt ASIC prices because a lot of those already have started creeping up, and we're going to talk about why and why, if you are interested in these Scrypt ASICs, time is ticking, right? So we'll talk about that. We'll give our thoughts and opinions. So if that sounds good, guys, stay tuned. Let's get right to this thing. So talk about number one, probably why this thing is coming out now, and it's because Doge has been on a tear. Trump just won his presidency, and as we all know, Elon is essentially with him with his Department of Government Efficiency, constantly just shilling Doge. You know, it's just going to continue. It's just going to continue to escalate. So even like leading into the election, we already saw it escalating, and we've seen it go up pretty significantly this past month. Okay, so as of now, past 30 days, gone up 78%, right? This thing was 10 cents just a month ago. It's currently at 19 cents, right under. It was just 21 cents not too long ago. And probably just going to continue upwards, right? To what extent is going to go crazy from here? Who knows? But even at this range, it's doing extremely well. Okay, so this is where a lot of the interest is. So now let's go to the GoldShell DG Max. Go over briefly because it pretty much sucks in comparison to the competition. Okay, especially for being a new offering, which is extremely weird because again, they haven't released a full-size ASIC in, I believe, years. I don't think they released anything last year. They were supposed to release a professional Caspa ASIC that never came to fruition. We'll talk about our little theory here with this one here in a second regarding that, but let's look at the specs, which are horrid in today's world, right? So 6.5 gigahash at 3,400 watts. Okay, so this is a big boy. Currently, it is profitable though, right? Your income, your daily revenue would be $11.73, but on a 10-cent kilowatt hour, $8 a day in electric, your profit would actually be $3.57, and this is factoring in today's pump. So why are we saying that this is not a good buy for any of you newer guys? And it's the efficiency, especially in comparison to the competition. Okay, so the fact that this brand new ASIC cannot even compete with an ASIC that came out back in 2021 from Bitmain, we're going to talk about the L7, it just speaks volumes, right? Even just eyeballing it. We don't have to go in detail. This guy's 9.5 gigahash at 3,425 watts. And yeah, this guy's 6.5. Okay, very significant difference. You can see the efficiency here, 0.523 joules to mega hash in comparison to the 0.361. And again, this is a 3-year-old ASIC. This is the L7. We're not even talking the L9 here. Okay, so the fact we don't even got to compare to the L9 because at this point it's pointless just because of what it is, right? So as far as why it's coming out, it's because of this Doge pump. Okay, so this what's kind of making this one a weird release though is that they had a weird response on Twitter. Rabbit posted like a video talking about it, and they did a response here. We'll read it real quick. So thank you for the review, value off feedback. Please note that this product is a custom made for a client. It's not available for sale on our site. If you have any questions or suggestions, feel free to leave a comment. So very interesting because this is not something that was custom made only for one client. There is a batch of these, right? Every major reseller does have this thing listed. So kind of weird wording, and they're trying to like disassociate themselves almost from it. So extremely weird release. I think this is their way of saying that it's going to be a limited release, maybe a singular batch. Whatever sells, sells. Maybe it was excess from that client, or maybe they just made a little bit more. Who knows? But at the end of the day, even at this price point, Crypto Miners Bros does have it at $2,700. Currently, in this climate, to me, it doesn't make sense, right? This is one of those things where we've talked about in the past that as the bull market progresses, that's when we're going to see these things, right? So again, this is kind of a premature one. This is something I wouldn't expect until Q1, Q2, when Doge is like 40, 50 cents. the L9s are through the roof and sold out for months, same with the Elphapexes, then this is kind of where you're going to resort to. This, the Volk miners, whatever other random Chinese ASIC company comes out, that's going to be their selling point because it'll be available at that time, right? So, and again, once Doge is at those price ranges, we can look at profitability numbers. I'm like, it kind of makes sense. Even then, though, in my opinion, still not going to, right? But again, it's going to attract the newbies, attract the people who aren't aware. They're going to look at profitability and then the price of the unit and go from there, right? So currently in this climate, as of now, it's definitely a dud. Again, it's going to look different though when Doge does go to 50, 60, 70 cents. The L9 is potentially priced through the roof and maybe it's sold out everywhere. That's when these things will have the time. So we'll see the DG Max, we'll see KD Max 2s and K set, like all this kind of junk. We're going to see all these things rehashed because again, they're going to try to get rid of the inventory from last bull market because that's when this stuff came out. Okay, because as we look at the efficiency of this thing, it's essentially just two of these EDG1Ms, right? The DG1Ms we criticize because again, it's same thing. It's poor efficiency. You can see here it's 529 joules gigahash. So again, move the decimal over 0.529. Essentially the same thing, just cut in half. Okay, this is 3.4 gigahash, 1800 watts. And you can go from there, right? You can even just match it up, just double it, and give or take ballpark, it's around in that range, right? So do either one of these realistically make sense? No, but I mean, if this thing, the reason they're probably not going to sell the DG Max also is because it's going to get rid of this thing, right? This thing would have to be cut in half because, again, doesn't make sense for this thing to be the same price, essentially, as the DG Max. Okay, so most likely that's why this is going to be limited. They may not reduce the price too much on here and hope that the price will continue to pump and go from there, right? So again, the downfall though with the DG Max is just that wattage, right? It's one thing if it's more efficient or if it's closer to this thing where it's 1800 watts, it's a little bit easier to stomach. But again, efficiency is the name of the game. This thing, again, the form factor was extremely weird being that 1800 watts. If they would have done something even at that efficiency at like 1200 watts, that would at least be a little bit more appealing, at least for a few weeks until the small at-home Elphapex unit comes out and wipes that. That's the hard part here, right? Again, we want better units. GoldShell just keeps rehashing the same old garbage over and over, right? You can kind of get away with it with a little $200 box miner for the novelty aspect, sure. But they're not going to be able to get away with that anymore, right? Especially with Ice River being in the fray, Elphapex also joining in the home mining ASIC front. Too much competition for them to be doing this, right? But again, there will be a time where it could potentially make sense to somebody who's new or somebody who wants to join in, maybe somebody who has free power. That would be the appeal here. I know a lot of you guys do have free power. But again, it's a lot easier to run 1800 watts free versus a big 3400 watt behemoth. So kind of to each your own on that front, right? So realistically at the price, especially at this price, Nhash, what y'all doing, man? Like they have it at $28.99. We know that Crypto Miner Bros tends to be on the high side, and they're like 10% over. Hell to the no. Again, always price match. Yes, we do mention Nhash a lot, just because typically I do go through the other sites, and they usually beat them pretty significantly. Not in this case, right? This is why it's always good to cross-reference other sites, see where their price is at, because as things get hyped, they are going to increase these prices. Okay, and this is the other thing we want to touch on, is that what we've seen, and it's been extremely surprising, it didn't happen yet. I think people, again, were waiting for the uncertainty with the election to kind of let that finalize, let that go through, and then kind of go from there, right? But we have seen these prices begin to increase on certain ASICs. Okay, the L9 did go up a touch. The cheapest model is now $6,800. That'll be for this November batch. That's probably not going to ship till the end of the month. Some of the others also did increase. Elphapex, just a few days ago, finally touched below this 8K price point, and it's back up to 8,400. So we're finally waiting for it to decrease. It finally did, but just in time for this Doge pump, right? So they did increase the price a bit. Again, we're going to have to see what spot L9 November prices look like, if there's even any spot left, because there has been a ton of interest on that thing. The biggest increase, though, the L7, right? Specifically from Nhash. This thing, again, was $4,000, like $4,089, so about $4,100 for the lower unit. They had like the 8800 units. Those are gone. Okay, now they currently only have the 9.05, and that one's at 5,300 bucks. Okay, so we are definitely seeing these things increase. Again, it kind of makes sense that the increase is on the lower end miners, because again, those are the ones that people are most likely to buy, right? It's a little harder to stomach 8 to 10K for the L9, so people would tend to venture into the lower, big, higher end ones. So the L7, the Elphapex unit, the regular DG1. So we're going to have to see and follow it to see how high it continues to go. Will it escalate from here? Again, it's all going to have to do with profitability. And as that profitability goes up, these prices will also go up. Scarcity will also be a thing, guys. You have to factor in these things eventually selling out, not being as readily available. Those are all things to consider here, right? So currently, kind of saw the flippening, right? Look at what's been on top these past few days now because of this pump. The L9 and even this Volk miner. The L9 currently is profiting 25 bucks a day. Although I know a lot of people, RPMs, have been mentioning it with doing a lot of the merge mining on Mining Dutch, specifically Lucky Coin, and I'm sure some of these other shitcoins will eventually pop also, that it is more profitable than this. Okay, so consider these things, guys. Look at these things. It's up to you. Again, it's up to you to determine if it's worthwhile for these things, but just depending on the coins, depending on what it is that they're mining, prices are going to continue to rise from here, right? Scarcity will be a thing. These things eventually will sell out. Again, when we're talking about these things in 6 months, we're going to look back at these times where, like, man, you can literally get anything and everything you want easily, readily available, right? Not going to be the case potentially here in the next 6 months with certain coins, whatever does tend to moon, if they move, right? We don't know where the price action will be. Maybe things stay stagnant, but considering the way things are going right now, everything's incredibly bullish. Right, so don't be surprised to see these things further escalate. We're going to continue to follow and track. If there is a significant increase, we may do our miner pricing update video a little bit earlier. Kind of waiting to see, because yes, they did go up a few $100. The L7 did go up more significantly, but realistically, the L9 is what we're kind of all watching, right? Specifically those later batches, because there's that November batch at 8K, then that January batch in the 6K range, right? Are they going to continue to go up? Gonna have to wait and see. Alright, guys, well, let me know what you guys think. I know a lot of you guys have been getting Scrypt Asics. Let me know. I know a bunch of you guys mentioned in the last video, you guys took the plunge right as soon as it looked like Trump was gonna win. You guys took that plunge because you guys know Elon being up there, his Department of Government Efficiency. You're gonna hear that throughout, especially any Twitter or X combinations there. A lot of things can happen. Let me know in the comments, what do you guys think? What do you guys think of this DG Max? Is it garbage? Is it weird? Again, it's a weird one. They haven't released a full-size ASIC. Oh, what I was going to mention is the tinfoil hat thing. I wonder if they had produced the PSUs and the case for that professional Caspa ASIC and decided not to release it because of all the competition going on, and they decided to just repurpose them with these things. Who knows, but I'm sure they are making a lot of these because we're going to see a resurgence of them. If Cadena pumps, CKB pumps, we know that they make ASIC for these things, so don't be surprised to see those, especially as the bull market progresses. Okay, but again, let me know in the comments, guys. Please comment, like, and subscribe, guys. Thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I am out.